Like
shittier than you actually are.
Like if your timing is weak originally, and then you take away cymbals, it gets really fucking weak. I don't know. It's really weird. Like I was even practicing without cymbals at home, and god damn it, did it sound fucked. I don't know how to explain. I guess honestly, I feel like it's getting used to it, and I also feel like a lot of like weight. Like when you hit the cymbal, like I kind of like subliminally put weight on it, and it kind of like grounds me. You know what I mean? When I don't hit it, you know, it's hard to explain. Like when I don't hit the snare, like the snare is kind of like what keeps my, it's my core, it's my inner rhythm. I don't know. It's just weird as fuck. When I play without cymbals and I improvise, my improvisation is very different. I do a lot more ghost notes, so I'm just more like I'm getting the snare ghost notes in a lot more. When I play without them, I just, because I'm not really like, it's weird, like I just don't do ghost notes, right? So, and then when I do fills, because I'm using cymbals in halfway through in the fills. Exactly, I'm not just, but when I'm not using cymbals, I just use the toms. Yeah. And then finish with the cymbal. So it's like, it definitely influences my playing. Drums have a certain musicality to them that you can't really explain, you know? And with this record, what I really tried to do was, you know, help the song and feed the song rather than be in the song, you know? So the last record, I'd say the drumming was very immature. It was very crowded, like just lots of unnecessary hits for no reason, just because I want to, look what I can do, you know what I mean? And that's a very like immature style of writing. This one was more like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a groovy ass rhythm that's gonna punch really hard with a bass and a guitar, and I really want the song to breathe. I want to feed air into the song. Like the last song, like just filling up every single note, where this one's just like, buddy, let it ride, let the song breathe a little bit. The other thing is grooviness. Like I just wanted to be groovy. I don't care about being like the best drummer in the world. Like check out my solo. It was more like, let's make a sexy groove. You know what I mean? Let's make people smash their head to this part, or let's make people like really vibe to this part.
I need like 15-second break, and I'll be able to hit it better. It's like a forearm workout.
Yes, please.
Here.
No, here.
Massage. Here.
Massage.
No, seriously. If you see, it feels like guitar strings on your forearm. Yeah, exactly. That you want to fucking hold that, and you cut the oxygen off to the muscle, and that's what repairs your muscle.
You can do it on the ground too.
Yeah. But if you're like really sore, you see those they feel like guitar strings. You literally press on it. It sucks. Yeah.
It's kind of weird because he's actually holding a guitar. I don't know if you're actually talking about guitar strings or like.
I'm with his forearm. But anyway.
Yeah.
Little tidbit.
Can you stretch me out?
Yeah, sure. I'll fuck you out.
I always had a style that I kind of, especially on the first record, and to this day, I still play the same. But the way I write has changed. I've had to pull back, and I've had to listen to all sorts of different styles to kind of change the way I would normally attempt to write something. I wanted to update my sound and draw from things that I'm much more inspired from. I wanted to absorb those influences. I wanted to put it into my playing. And that takes time. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of persistence on changing. For instance, I would write something and Billy would right away reject it because this is too much like this, or this really just sounds like that. This is why it took 5 years, is because we're adjusting the sound. I'm doing a lot more coloring. I call it coloring. So for instance, a lot of layers. So traditionally on the first record would be a string section, a quartet, like orchestrations. Now, instead of doing that, I'm trying to create the colors that are underneath a certain, let's say a chorus or a bridge or even a verse, I'm trying to add colors, layers, and different kinds of sounds to create this type of sound that I'm looking for, and trying to create an emotional impact with those layers. They're not just there for the sake of being there, they're there to create some form of emotional impact and make the song stronger.
Forgive me, but it's all I knew. I'm sorry that it's come this far. I'm sorry. Now that there's nothing left to
This time around, I'm not trying to prove anything. This is my sound. This is what I sound like and should sound like. The first record, I felt like I wasn't being original. I wasn't being myself. A lot of things were forced. Felt like they had to be forced. This time around, everything's come very naturally to me, which is extremely important.
Till now, I was the only one that felt life was not meant for me. You were something worth fighting for until you disappear. I'm broken, I'm worthless, inside. I'm crippled, I'm hopeless, the parasite. As the darkness begins to rise.
Musically, it's going to be awesome. The singing is spectacular. Some wacky drum fills, some pretty cool guitar stuff, and hopefully songs, you know. That's the goal here, is to have some songs. I'm excited. I think people are going to really like this music. Pretty excited.